Welcome to my first game review. I'm trying to make some new content to grow the channel. Anyway, I know this review is a bit late as the game was released a couple of months during the time of recording, but whatever. On to the review. So, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, a very well received game with its graphics, open world exploration for better or worse, battle mechanics, crafting, and basically a sense of adventure that is usual for the franchise, or so I've heard. Because, alright, I'm going to level with you. This is my first Zelda game. Well, at least the first one that I've finished. I've played one on my old Nintendo DS. I think it was Phantom Hourglass or something. And I thought it was okay. I got bored with the game pretty fast, but to be fair, I was playing The World Ends With You at the same time, and I was just more interested and invested with the story of that game instead of the Zelda game. Anyway, please don't attack me. I'm just being honest. And that was my opinion at the time, and maybe I was just a stupid kid. Yeah, more likely. Anyway, back to the review. The thing that I have liked with Breath of the Wild is the way you can traverse through the various locales, armor for swimming faster and saving more stamina, creating potions to endure the heat, and cold locales, climbing mountains, paragliding, among other things. And after playing it to completion, I could definitely say that buying it when I bought my Nintendo Switch was pretty worth it. After waiting patiently for a few years for a sequel and a teaser being shown by Nintendo regarding Breath of the Wild 2, I was reasonably hyped, and for it, and started saving my money to get ready for the release. After getting an announcement that a new Zelda game was coming out, after the Link's Awakening remake, which I bought as well, I was really hoping that the sequel was going to be released. But unfortunately, from what you can see here, if you're watching the video, then we didn't get that. So, what we got instead was a Warriors game with the skin of Breath of the Wild. Alright, hear me out before you burn me at the stake. I'm not saying it was bad, it's just that maybe I was a bit more inclined to get the sequel for Breath of the Wild, but it's just not what I expected to get. Alright, so I've played some Dynasty Warriors before on my old PSP, and it was okay. I guess it was a good time waster. If I've got nothing better to do, I would just pick it up and finish one or two levels, then put it back down. That was my experience with these kinds of games. Unfortunately, I am getting the same experience with Age of Calamity, not gonna lie. Which is a shame, as the game is gorgeous, but the mechanics and all the ways you can traverse the terrain have been removed. Stealth has been removed. Just charge in like nothing matters and kill as many monsters as you can. Complete some objectives, which is mostly more monster killing on the map, and then pick up some items for the elemental wands and for health recovery, and beat the ever living hell out of the boss. Rinse and repeat. Yeah, it's not working for me, no thanks. So, as I stated earlier, the stealth mechanic from Breath of the Wild has been removed, and the weapon system has been removed. You know, the breaking of the weapons and whatnot. So, this, while being a bit tedious, especially at the beginning of Breath of the Wild, when you have so limited weapons and they break so easily. Uh, so I have to say it. I'm not sure if this is popular opinion or not. It's engaging because during the start of the game, you have to fight monsters with a wooden stick, and then just to say that stick breaks easily, and then you have to scavenge for weapons. So using stealth and attacking enemies while they are unaware help with preserving the durability of the weapons, as you need a lot of weapons for this game. As I said, they break, and well, usually you do get more durable and stronger weapons, but during the start of the game, then you'll need to collect a lot of them. Also, using stealth and attacking enemies while they are unaware help with preserving your weapon durability and allow you to finish off the enemies, oftentimes with just a single hit. But in Age of Calamity, you choose a weapon to equip, start the mission, and you will be stuck with that weapon for the rest of the mission. Yeah, sure. The hack and slash action, the flashy strong attacks, and high pace of the battles might be exciting for the first few hours and first few missions, but after performing the same move over and over, frickin' over, it gets a bit boring. Speaking of battle mechanics, all the characters can use the Sheikah runes in battle, although it's almost how do I say this? It doesn't seem necessary except for destroying the monster camps, camp leaders, and some of the bosses in these maps. That's actually the only time I use them, but maybe that's just me. Also, it didn't get explained as to why the other champions are able to use the runes, even without the slate with them. Also, another fact, the slate only works with Link in Breath of the Wild. Well, Zelda used it as well, but she only had the camera feature available in Breath of the Wild. Okay, maybe that's a bit nitpicky, but I am just stating some things that are inconsistent with the lore and that was established in Breath of the Wild. So, on to the story. I won't spoil the game story, but I will give a bit of a general idea of what happens. If you don't want that, please go to the timestamp on the screen. For those fine with spoilers, alright, let's continue on. So, the game begins with the downfall of Hyrule after Calamity Ganon is resurrected, and a small garden being kept in Zelda's room gets activated and uh, it turns on the portal to the past before everything happened. And then, after going back to the past, you get thrown to a battle and assigned with getting the four champions. A few battles with the Iga clan after you get the Master Sword, and after that, the attack on Hyrule Castle happens. Link defeats Calamity Ganon. Zelda awakens to her power, seals Calamity Ganon, and that's the end. Alright, I'm oversimplifying the story, but that's roughly what happens in the game. I don't want you to get I don't want to get into the story too much in case you guys want to play the game yourselves. But another thing about the story. So, when you complete the story, you will know things the things that happened in Breath of the Wild never happens. Does this mean that the timeline is split up? I have heard that the Zelda timeline has been split up before into different timelines, but I do hope that they end this timeline here. I don't want them to. I don't want them to expand on this, as I'm. I don't know. It's just that Breath of the Wild. It was my starting point. I wanted to continue from there, and just another thing, I don't have the money to spare with buying all the consoles and games and playing through them all throughout. So, alright. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is an okay game for me, okay? Maybe the genre is just not for me. Even the Fire Emblem Warriors game is the same. And I love the Fire Emblem franchise. The strategic thinking that was on Breath of the Wild was removed. The things that I liked about Breath of the Wild were removed and replaced with a system that just doesn't get me invested on the game. As I said earlier, I think this game is best enjoyed if you have time to kill, just like Dynasty Warriors. I don't know, I just didn't really enjoy it, or maybe I set the bar too high because this was set in the Breath of the Wild universe. Anyway, that's the end of the review. Please let me know what you think of the game and this video. Comment down below. And like the video if you liked it. I'll try to get more of these I'll try to get more of these reviews squeezed in, depending on the response. Alright. Well, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps a lot. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. Happy New Year and have a good day, everyone. Alright.